Hi, this is Wendy Pinal with LAUSD Investigation TV, my YouTube channel that I started just yesterday, so we can speak about the culmination in middle schools problem. How a group of about 12% at Walter Reed Middle School is being denied the right to be on stage for their culmination ceremony. You know, I woke up after experiencing the children's yesterday during the appealing process at the school, and speaking to some of them yesterday, speaking to parents this morning. I woke up this morning thinking, that was the first thing in my head. I was thinking, how can something so horrible be happening, and the parents really feel that the appealing process does not work, at least at Walter Reed, and still nobody has done anything about this. And I kept thinking about the children. You know, the children kept coming into my head, thinking, whoever wrote this policy, which was Michelle King at the time, she really didn't think about the repercussions about all of this. She didn't thought about how the kids would feel, and how is she robbing them from an experience. And what parents like me that I've been speaking to this morning, and some of the children, is that we all think that it's not fair that if the child did as hard as they could, and us as parents, we pushed, and we were misled by the schools to believe that if they did certain things in a certain period of time, it was going to improve. They had a chance. They never had a chance, let me tell you. Since the moment they had those 2 U's, they never had a chance. I had a meeting with Miss Donna Tobin, and she clearly stated to me, oh, once a U is on the report card, it's final. You can't get rid of that. So why put the child through such constraint and telling them that they are not that they still need to work harder to graduate if it's not the truth? They're completely misled. Another thing that a parent shared this morning with me is that how she sat down during the appealing process with her son, and you know, he went through all this letter, and he had the hopes that if he explained himself, which you will think that the appealing process is just to badge him over again with his use. It was pointless. She was so mad. She was happy she contacted me, and we're going to keep in touch so we can expose to all of this. But amazingly is that she thought it was a waste of time. My daughter was angry beyond belief that she presented her case just to have Mr. Salva focus on, well, you still have the use, you still have the use. And she's thinking, well, that was the whole point of everything that I did to better myself, was to get rid of the use. It was impossible. It's not true that they can get rid of the use. My daughter was lied to when she had 2 U's and she had to improve her grades, and she had no support or anything on behalf of the school, obviously, to improve the grades. And then all of a sudden she gets called into Ms. De La O, the counselor's office, and my daughter's understanding was that she had gotten rid of 2 U's, 2 fails, and 1 U. So here we go, thinking that she's having improvement, and then at the end of the day, we were told just 2 days ago in a meeting that those U's still stand. People, get it together. One teacher says one thing, another teacher says another. My daughter's all confused, and I don't think she's the only one. Some kids try their best because they're misled, thinking that they still have a chance. They still are offered an appealing process, and guess what? It's a joke. It's a joke. LAUSD. I'm bringing a group of parents. I already have 2 that are going to back me up. Wait until I go to the press. with this. It's discriminatory. If they're still getting the certificate, be fair and equal to all of them. Now, if they're not getting a certificate, I understand. Those kids were really that bad and they really need help. And I hope I can find out those kids are so they can get the right support that the LAUSD is not providing them. But you know what? 70% of these kids are Hispanic. Some of these parents don't even speak English or understand the rules, but they will defend themselves, let me tell you. It's a gut feeling. It's not a paper. This is about a gut feeling, about knowing that this is unjust. Knowing that this is unfair, and this impacts a 14, 15-year-old child, 13, 14, 15, whatever the ages are right now. My daughter's older, so 13 and 14-year-old kids that are in puberty, they are under social pressure, that the teachers sometimes don't understand them, and quite frankly, with the budget cuts, who knows, who cares? I sure know that I tried to keep in communication with the teachers, and they did not even try to communicate with me. And if they did, one of them, and she did a half-assed job. The system is broken, and the kids are not fairly being judged. Stop discriminating against them. Just give everybody their culmination ceremony and be done with it. I don't know, this is a witch hunt to going after a certain group of kids that had work habits according to policy that the teacher implements. And who regulates the teacher? Who is to say all these kids got used based on what a teacher said? But you know what? When it comes down to investigations with the LAUSD, it takes 12 months. Oh, this is what Mr. Diaz says over at the district. Well, we have to conduct an investigation. Yeah, let me tell you, my experience with the LAUSD is that their investigations are not very easy to follow up with, and they will protect their teachers no matter what. But you know what? They cannot shut me up. This is public domain. This video is going to YouTube, and everybody's going to know the truth. And until I see that these kids are treated in a fair and not discriminatory way, that they're not being the victims of discrimination, I will not stop to post until I know that this policy has been revised, readjusted, and is fairly applied. All kids receiving certificates should be part of the culmination ceremony. You don't know what you're doing to these children. Because sometimes at the very end they do accept the fact that they were not at their best, and they change it, and they change all of this for what? For nothing. At the end of the day, they're still going to be squashed. Their hopes are going to be up, and they're still going to be squashed. Like roaches on the floor. You know what that brings to their moral and does to them? It destroys them. You're destroying 13 and 14-year-old kids. You should be ashamed of yourself. LAUSD, get rid of this policy and put all your kids that receive certificates on their culmination ceremony on the stage. Just do it.